name's Emily.
My name's Anne.
I'm from St Leonard's College.
I'm from Catholic Regional College, Melton.
Awesome. So, what's been your favourite part of the day so far?
My favourite part of the day has been when Sukhjit was telling her personal story about her like not oppression, but like how her family rolls and like what her family wanted her to be. And then I relate to her because that's how like my family is and stuff like that. So yeah, I really enjoyed her personal story and it's like inspired me in a way.
Definitely the Thornbury workshop. That was my favourite because I learned a lot about her career and how she got into it, and it was just overall very interesting.
I like talking about like the issues that are around children, especially children's rights, and I got to learn about a lot more like issues that are happening in our world, and yeah.
I think just learning how to do things and learning about other people's cultures and experiences as well. I also know how to speak up in my spoken word workshops as well. And also got to see things from different perspectives.
Well, I'm Kate for Kay. I work for HRAFF, so I'm one of the organisers of the Youth for Human Rights Summit. And I also work for ACME as an educator there, so I was part of sort of pulling together the program today. Well, when you're part of sort of pulling together the program, I think you feel very close to a lot of the sessions, so it'd be hard for me to pick, but probably the highlight is actually having all of you young people and students here and seeing what you're connecting with and seeing what speakers you find interesting, and also some of the questions that the students have sort of asked are always really interesting and enlightening. So yeah, that's probably the highlight for me.
Today we're joined with
Zoe, Gemma,
and we're going to be interviewing them about the games.
Is called Aspie Life, and it's basically like a simulation of having Asperger's. It was created by a tech developer who has Asperger's, and basically it's in the format of like an 8-bit style game, and you have to complete all these different challenges, but they're done with like the sensory impairments of having Asperger's.
Yeah, so it's like stuff like going to the supermarket, going to the post office, it's like really everyday stuff, but you're doing it as if you had Asperger's.
And then the other one is Aspie Beginnings, and that's currently in development. So it's like a prequel to the other Aspie Life that you can play by the same guy, and it follows like a similar kind of style.
Really everyday stuff.
Yeah.
And it is online as well.
Thanks.
My name is Michelle Grace Hunter.
And I'm Claudia San Giorgi Delimore.
Yeah, I work in the music industry. I'm a music photographer, and I guess I had seen that there was a gender disparity in music, and I guess it really was spawned from the idea of wanting to understand why that was. There was lots of conversation around the statistics and that there was this huge disparity, but nobody was actually talking about why or talking to the women in particular about why. So that's where the idea came from originally. And then Claudia came on board afterwards. So yeah.
What was the experience like while producing it?
It was brilliant. I mean, I feel like we only remember the good parts in some ways. You know, it was a fully independent film, so totally grueling because only two of us made it. We didn't have a crew, which is quite common to a big film like this. But so rewarding personally to have gotten to have the experience of travelling around and speaking to so many of these women who are now our friends and now our community, and getting to be part of nurturing that community. It's very special work to do, I think, which is not common always to independent artists in, their own projects. So it's beautiful. Yeah, I think that was the most interesting part of it. It was such personally a growing experience for me. And when we first started, I didn't have a lot of personal investment in the subject matter, and I think that was a lot about uncovering my own issues around, femininity or being a woman, or even respecting women and respecting their sort of the beautiful diversity that a woman can add to the world. So there was a lot of strange, heartbreaking moments when I would reflect on someone's story and realise that a lot of the pain I was seeing them in, I had been in, or someone close to me had. Quite a coming of age, I guess, experience for me to make the film.
I think for me personally, along with what Claudia said, because I definitely mirror those sentiments, but I think every time we went into an interview, the woman that we interviewed would say something that really resonated with us, that would actually really inspire us to keep going. So it's like there was lessons in every interview, if that makes sense. We definitely learned from all of the women. They were teachers for us to be better humans, I think, in the end.
Realising my own story was in this film as well. I think that's when I realised how important it was to do, and so within that, I guess you go through there was a lot of grief around that, so I ended up crying a lot of the time to cut the film and just letting my emotions run. I think we also were sort of faced with the moments of frustration or exhaustion in having to do it, so that was all coupled into not only the emotion of what the message was and what the film was about, but also our own sort of emotions flaring up. So it was a wild emotional roller coaster. But as to be, and I think that's what makes the film what it is, because we were able to do that. We didn't sort of have people that were telling us not to get so involved, or we were right in the thick of it.
Agree with that. Just trying to think if I have anything to add. I think, like I said before, if we ever got to a point where we just thought it wasn't worth it, we would do another interview, and that would kind of inspire us to go, no, we really need to finish this. This person has just said something that's really resonated with us, and this message is really important. So yeah, definitely, even though it was a really emotional and tricky time, it definitely kept spurring us on to continue.
Yeah, I think that's all I had for today, but thank you guys so much, and it's an amazing film. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.